Even me, I'm suffering. I have a car, I buy fuel, so I won't sit here and pretend like everything is good. It's affecting everyone. However, to answer your question, there will never be a right time or a wrong time. What we need to now do is, if we have a situation like this at hand, what should we do? Firstly, and people have said it and I'm going to reiterate it, the government needs to show some form of empathy, especially in terms of cutting down on the cost of governance and ostentation in terms of showing people wealth. You cannot tell Nigerians, let us tighten our belt, and you are living like prince and princesses. We need the government to work on that aspect. However, there are other things that can also be done. What we have never done in Nigeria is that we are a very planless country. We have plenty body of works in terms of development programs, but we never implement anything. So, for instance, in Nigeria today, we do not have a transport plan and transport system. What do I mean? If we are able to build our public transportation system to such a development level where almost everybody can go on public transport, then there will be less use of our cars. And if there are less use of our cars, then I will only fuel my car maybe for private use on Sunday, but going to work and coming back, most people in developed countries will use public transportation system. But we do not have public transportation system. Many people don't have vehicles. For instance, that we're in Abuja here, they will either take Uber or you take all those drivers that always put their hand up outside when they are driving. And we have had stories of one chance and all these things. So governments need to have come to a place where they plan to put in public transportation system that actually works. Lagos State has tried in terms of public transportation. I don't think any other state have done as well as Lagos. They have tried to go to the waterways. They have done a lot with rail system. They even signed a new one now that will get to the Lake corridor. They have done a lot in terms of buses and stuff for people to go to work and move. So, and if you check almost all our big men, when they go to London, for instance, you see them on public buses and transportation. Why can't we replicate the same thing here? So, if I wouldn't say they should bring back subsidy because it doesn't make sense to walk backward. But before we did this, we could have developed our transport system. And this also is part of our governance or part of misgovernance. How do I mean? The federal government does not have the right to develop a transport system for everybody. Each state governor needs to develop a transport system that works for the people. We need to have a transportation system that will work so that people will not have to go to work, or in their cars. We also need to have a system where farm products can move from the farms to the city and to where it will be consumed. That way we will not have this kind of high cost of food production. We won't have high cost of food. So we have not planned for a day like this. And this now behoves on all of us to sit down and reevaluate our lives as a country. Do we want to have a country that works, or want to continue to complain? Because clearly the federal government will not come and put buses on the road for Jigawa governor. Neither will they come and put buses on the road for Oyo State governor in Ibadan. The governors have to sit down and have a concise document for development planning in terms of transport sector, agricultural sector, educational sector, youth development and planning. We don't have plans for anything. We just live from day to day and we all pray to God that God will just do it. God will not do things that He has given man the intelligence to do. So planning has been our bane. I know the government has been talking about this CNG stuff. If you are able to convert your vehicle to CNG, you will reduce cost of transportation. The cost you are spending on fueling your car by 60%. But the conversion kits are not available. Even if you're able to convert, we don't have enough stations selling or dispensing CNG. So these are part of the distortions. So if we have planned this, we have a system that works, we won't have all these problems. Because in real world where things work, everybody don't drive their cars on the road on every day. In fact, if you are in London, for instance, there are places that if you drive to, like you call to central London, you will be charged a fee. They call it congestion fee for coming to drive. So it's better you use a public transport. So we need to develop our system. And like I said, it is not about the people or the federal government alone. It's about all levels of government coming together to plan the system to ensure that it works for the people.